Last time, we mapped out our negative emotions using a combination of mind mapping and the human emotion wheel. We started with the negative emotions because it is so easy to get wrapped up in them, into fear, into sadness, and anger. Today, on the other hand, we're gonna focus on the positive ones of joy, of love, and surprise, which actually can swing both ways, as well as how we can funnel our energy and focus from the negative emotions into the positive ones. All right, let's start. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sheng and I help individuals and organizations think through their toughest problems. So this is what we mapped out last time, which was all my negative emotions of anger, fear, and sadness. And one of the things that I was really sad about, and specifically actually ashamed and guilty of, was pulling out of wilderness survival instructor training with the Boulder Outdoor Survival School. This was something that I had committed to back in January. But then over the last couple months, I realized just how busy the season was going to be. And I couldn't pull away from my computer or my work for an entire month in Utah. So after making that video, I actually emailed the director at Boss and told him my situation and how I felt terrible about pulling out. He wrote back being extremely gracious and very forgiving and understanding and saying, hey, I get it. And even though we're sad you're not going to join us, your offer to join us extends to next year as well. So honestly, I was really touched and I was very moved. So in making this video, I went back to the human emotion wheel to identify what is it that I felt, right? So what I found was that there was being moved and touched is actually part of the surprise family, right? So let's take a look. So what I did was I put the primary as surprise, the first level emotion, followed by moved, which is secondary, and then third is touched, and then linked it to boss using red essentially, which is the event. If you recall from the last video, this mind map almost requires 3 different colors just because of how many layers there is, right? The blue signifies my emotions. The red are the events, which is either circumstance, episodes, or people. And then finally, the green is all the annotations and the connections that you can make, right? So right here, I put boss, right? Both guilt, but now it's actually moved and touched, as well as return next year. The other stuff that I mapped out was around joy and love. So let's take a look at joy, which flows into optimism as well as excitement. And what am I optimistic about? Well, there's so much stuff that's actually coming my way that's actually on the upward trajectory, such as coaching and workshops. Those things are getting booked. Those things are growing, as well as launching MyMap Nation, the community for connected thinkers, right? So actively working on that. Very eager to launch that, and also hopeful about the workshops, as well as enthusiastic, right? So these 3 are all related. And 2 of the topics that I've been working on with my executive coaching clients are intentional productivity, which is long-term goal setting, breaking it down into agile style sprints, right? As well as creating a framework for motivation. And business strategy, specifically working with entrepreneurs on go-to-market strategy, how to sell and business develop, how to work with their teams, right? So both of these things are really taking off. And then workshops is, well, I'm helping a training group actually launch their e-learning or distance learning platform. So that's super exciting for me. And then there is love, which I've mapped out as grateful, enchanted, and affectionate. On a grateful, it's appreciative and thankful. This is where the 3rd level emotions can sometimes trip people up, especially when the definitions might be very similar. So I highly recommend you looking up the definitions for any of these emotions you're not sure of. Again, it's because we're trying to train ourselves to be more emotionally literate so we can troubleshoot it within ourselves or being able to communicate it to others. So here we have appreciative versus thankful. So appreciative to me is actually understanding the nature of something or someone and really appreciating the value that they add to your life or what they do for you, right? So for example, here I have Olivia. So I'm very appreciative of my partner, that I'm able to share and grow alongside her, as well as my friends and community that I've been able to foster over the last year within San Francisco, the city. And then in terms of thankful, right? Thankful is, to me, is, it's like giving thanks. It's like I am so thankful of the fact that I'm able to live in a wonderful city, as well as thankful for the opportunity to be able to serve my executive coaching clients, as well as launch the e-learning platform with the training group. And then with Enchanted, it really demonstrates that sometimes you don't need to go to the third level, right? If you look at the third level for Enchanted, well, it's actually enthralled or rapturous, which really doesn't really fit how I feel about Enchanted. What I feel about Enchanted is that, San Francisco is a magical place, right? So maybe I am enthralled by it, but I think I would actually start with Enchanted. And specifically what I'm enchanted by is the parks in my own apartment, right? This is a magical place that over the last year I've been able to piece by piece kind of put together every single plant you see here around. It's been a joy in collaborating with Brian as well to form this home. One thing to note here is that it's very important to be specific about the events, right? About the specific things that you feel, either love or either positive or negative emotion. Because the more we're able to assign the events to these emotions, the more mindful we become of the events and the type of feelings that they elicit in us, right? This is a type of training that in the future, if you're facing negative emotion, you're able to extract yourself from that negative emotion so you're able to think clearly. Or if it's a positive one, actually note it and be grateful for it, be appreciative for it, be enthusiastic, be hopeful, right? It's really training that awareness so that we're able to really pinpoint exactly how and why we feel a certain way. All right, let's zoom out a bit and take a look at where all these green arrows are leading, right? Because we have a bunch of different things. We already covered that I'm thankful for the opportunities that I've been given for. There's also appreciation for the fact that some of my new friends have actually led to this collaboration on particular projects, right? It's literally a friend of a friend that introduced me to this coaching group that I'm now working with, right? So I want to note that I appreciate those kind of connections. And then we have another one right here, which is launching My Map Nation, which will help friends and community, which might actually lead to more collaboration opportunities like this as well. So already we can see a cause and effect relationship here. Another one is that being able to share and grow along somebody brings me immense joy. I think that's actually one of the fundamental almost needs of human beings, which is being able to share our emotions, share our joys, victories, and sadness with people. So having Olivia as well as my friends to do that has actually been extremely important for me. Now let's zoom out even further to see how our positive and negative emotions are correlated or connected. So last time I realized that I need to accept just how busy I am now, right? That I have so many projects going on. I just don't have the kind of social stamina that other people do. So I got to be really heads down and make some sacrifices on the social side, right? I can't say yes to all the gatherings and stuff like that. I've actually got to build my products. I got to coach people. There's a lot of things, right? So this arrow here is a reminder to focus my efforts on my work. And here's the other insight that I realized, which is the very things that, quote unquote, is now my career or the things that I should be productive in are also the things that bring me joy. This is a very good alignment, right? It's very rare, I feel like these days, for people to really truly love what they do, right? And this is actually their job. I've been able to actually craft that, right? So it's actually kind of cool that I'm able to just funnel my attention and focus my efforts on things that are both productive but also bring a lot of happiness into my life. as part of this exercise, I typically like to actually write out all of the insights because that is, again, journaling and writing are a lot of ways to train our mindfulness, right? As well as really distill it down into concrete insights and actions. So this is exactly what I did here. So last time we covered insights and actions only on the negative side. So today, I actually want to create a different side on the positive ends as well, right? We already talked about how I should focus my efforts on things that bring me joy and love, and there's alignment between my professional and my personal life in terms of what brings me joy, and that I'm very optimistic and actually eager about the future and want to focus on building my Map Nation, the coaching practice, as well as doing more workshops. So then the question that I asked myself was, how do I transform more of my negative emotions into positive ones? Well, part of it is actually to celebrate my wins, right? There are so many joyful things, so many wins that's happening that I feel like I shouldn't let instances of annoyance or anger get in the way of that, right? Part of it is really recognizing the things that bring us joy. Again, this is why it's so important to actually write out all of the events that underpin or cause all of these feelings that we have so that we're able to celebrate them, right? As well as practice gratitude, essentially being grateful for the things that I currently have. And then, of course, funneling all my attention into my work because it's going to bring me joy. All right, guys, that is the entire map of our emotions from the positive to the negative and back again. If you found this video helpful, hit that like or subscribe button. It really does help out this channel out a lot. I will also love to hear any of your comments about how you actually use this map in your own life. If you have any questions, let me know as well. Until next time, take care now.